the United States of America, and we have the freedom. We have the freedom of the right to bear arms, the freedom of speech. We have more rights than most countries. This is happening in no other countries. You don't hear about school shootings in France and anywhere. This is almost like a genocide to our children. They're just letting them go to school where they're supposed to be safe, and they're being slaughtered because people aren't taking action on the mental capability of people that are around them.
Yeah, but
it's sad.
to me, parents need to take more of an active role in their kids'
And
life.
by saying that, I agree with you, and I think that I want to give so much props to this grandmother that I heard. I can't remember where she was, that turned her grandson in and saved so many lives. Whether it ruined his, she saved so many. And you have to understand that. Sometimes people got to understand you can't be loyal.
That's a hard decision, especially for a family member and something like that, is to actually make, knowing that the person you're turning in, is family, and you're not going to actually, you're going to pretty much lock them away.
And maybe eventually he could get help.
I mean, because they're not going to kill him. He's going to go probably to a mental institute or what is it?
Well, at this point, he's done nothing wrong. He needs to get help. He's done nothing wrong. The person that shot them kids, he has no rights to me. He has no remorse. They say he's under suicide watch because all of a sudden he has remorse. He has upset. He's feeling the loss of what he did to those people. That's to me. That's there's nothing. There's nothing that you can do that after you've done that should show remorse. You can't feel the pain of those what you took from them families. You can't take away the friends.
I mean
that you've done to people. You can't take away. You can't take back anything that you've taken from these people.
Once you do something like that, it's a hard thing to actually get over. I mean, I was bullied in school. I'll say it. I dealt with it.
Listen, everybody can get help, but if
and everybody was bullied too.
Listen, to you people that might be listening to this, I have compassion for you. But think before you do something. If the ultimate thing is for you to be famous, then and you don't give a fuck about your life, then think about other people's lives, because kill yourself. I'm sorry that it says this, but if you're gonna fucking want to take out all these people and you have nothing worth living, that is your life, that is your choice. But it is not in you to choose other people's lives and their fate. It is not right, and it is not wrong. Whatever was done wrong to you, whatever your problem is, if you can't talk to somebody else and you feel you need to end it, you have to do something like that, and you can't find help. There's no reason to take everybody else out.
I do want to say, Black Swamp Media does not advocate taking your own life, but me as a producer, and Brett, obviously, he just said it, as an individual. You know what? If you want to take your own life, why should I tell you no?
No, I'm not saying
that.
And
at that point, take your life first.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you're in a situation where you're
take your own life. Don't take everybody else's. Yeah. If the world's so bad that you got to get out of this world and you think that you got to kill a bunch of people to do it, no, kill yourself. Get out of this world.
But to me, there's always somebody you can talk to, dude. There's all kinds of fucking programs and shit out there that people like that can talk to.
Well, there are, but
it's all about
do you know
grabbing your balls out of your purse and fucking reaching out to somebody.
Yeah, a lot of times grow a pair of ovaries.
No. Yeah, for real, whatever.
Grow a pair of ovaries. Is that what?
But I mean, even if your parents are fucking d-bags and they ain't got nothing to do with you, this and that, there's always groups and shit like that. And I think that's, you brought up the inner city fucking schools compared to the white schools. A lot of those inner city schools, they have programs that these kids fucking go to. They get involved with the community. They do this, they do that. Yeah. Because whoever is worried about these inner city, these inner city
gangs and things like that. Yeah,
because the guns, the drugs, this and that is more prevalent in those. When it happens at
when
a
you're
school
around
like that,
it,
you're not expecting. But in Florida, that was Broward County. Like, that's one of the biggest.
They said it was voted the third safest place in America. In America,
but there was 3,000 and some odd fucking kids going to the school. You're talking about kindergarten through high school. Like, there's all kinds of. Think about the different families. Think about the different personalities. Think about that. I mean, to me, if you need someone to talk to, there's sources out there. You just have to be able. Just have to be able to.
Once you get to that point, like I said, once you get to that point, that final thing. If you can write it down in a book to what you want to do, you can talk to somebody about
post it on Facebook.
Or post it on
Hey,
Facebook to where you can talk to somebody.
there's strangers that would probably talk to you and help you out that don't even know you, just to have somebody listen to you sometimes.
And any of you worthless people out there that watch Facebook all the time, everybody's got their phone in their hand. You're always laughing about this and doing this shit every fucking day. And you see this shit and you just think it's funny. And you think it's this. And you think it's motherfucker just blow it off. Or something, or right now you might say something because it's this and that.
But,
you know, these
or
people
just say it right now why it's hot for the next few days, and then not even bring it up.
I'm talking about what you see about people posting on there.
Yeah.
When you see something about people posting on there, it's not always a joke. It's not always something that people should just take with a grain of salt. It's somebody with a cry out for help. And if people would have gotten to what people were putting on the internet before, think of how many lives you could save. Like this grandmother who was intrusive in her. Any other kid, get out of my room, get out of this. She looked in his briefcase. She saw a fucking gun. He was in trouble for another crime because of this grandmother understanding that I'm saving his life and I'm also saving other people's lives. You know what I mean? And there is no better hero than that besides the people that put their lives in front of those bullets. You just take your own blood, your grandchild, and turn them in, but you are such a strong person, you know that's the better of it. And everybody else is thinking, my friend, that's loyalty. That's my friend. I'm not gonna turn my friend in. Bros before hoes and all this bullshit. And we're gonna stick together and everything. And for you people that are doing that, you guys are just responsible as the person that's pulling the trigger. Just like Congress is for not passing laws to stop this shit. You know what I mean? Everybody can play a part, and everybody can play a part to stop it. But you can't just say this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and then eventually it just becomes numb. Oh, this gun shooting. It's going to be on the news. Not as long as the last one because people are used to it. It's not going to be as long as the last one. People are upset about it. They're going to do this. It's just going to become the norm. And that's the sad part about it. It's going to become the norm, and it shouldn't. Until this affects somebody that is really high up there, the family, it's not going to be anything. All they want is more votes. They're not thinking about anything. We'll say this. There's too many broken promises. There are too many people saying we're going to do this and we're going to do that. The NRA themselves should know that it's a fucking problem. Yes, we have the right to bear arms. That's not that. But once you guys are making.
Actually, Brett, you bring up a good point, and I'm actually going. I'm not stopping you on a roll. I'm just interjecting to give you more fuel to keep going on a roll.
Well, then don't stop. Let's keep talking.
Okay, keep talking then.
So what I'm saying is there's too much ignorance out there in America now.
Wait, what are we talking about?
There's Dusty.
There's too much ignorance in America right now. We're too strong of a country. We have too much diversity that makes us more intelligent than other countries. We have too much pride. People, we have pride in who we are. We are not the country that should be looked on for having a retarded president, or the country that should be looked on for school shootings, or the country that should be looked on for stupid shit.
And that's the perfect word I love saying.
We are not those type of by president. And by saying retarded president, I believe
he's retarded.
Do not mean anything disrespectful to people that have a handicap. I'm talking about somebody that
you're talking about President Trump.
I'm talking about somebody that to themselves is ignorant because he does not have the social.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't say retarded. I'd say no.
I'd say retarded. I like that word. I love that word. That word is one of those words that I've been hated on because I use it, but I use it in correct context, just like Brett. Just like Brett did.
Listen,
I don't think he's retarded.
What I'm saying is no. What I'm saying is
cocky and not cocky, not even cocky.
No. Retarded.
Slow and ignorant.
Retarded is what he's doing. I'm not saying he is by far he is not stupid. By far he is not dumb. But he's retarded to the fact that he does not know how to socially interact with the community that he is supposed, the nation that he is supposed to be
He's supposed
running.
to represent the people, but he doesn't.
You can't sit down there and say, I am so sorry for the shooting and my condolences, and no family should have to, when you're reading it off of something and things like that. You should have been out there with tears in your fucking eyes talking about how this happens and things like that.
That's
and you
why
should
I
be
gotta
doing
say.
something, and you should be sitting out there making an example for this and saying that we do need to have stronger gun controls. I'm not saying you don't have the right to bear arms, but you can do something by legislation. You can make
Obama
different things. Make it harder. If you can't stop it, you can at least make it harder. Make it more stiffer penalties for people that are selling people those butt things to make them automatic. If you know that's a problem, and you know that's what we're doing, then why in the fuck is it able to be out there? They should get in the same trouble as somebody that is trying to get stuff together to make a bomb, to hurt a bunch of people. It should be the same thing as a terrorist fucking thing, because you are given the ability to take out mass amount of people. So you should have, that should be a terrorist threat. Simple as that. Just like making a bomb. If you get on the internet and you figure out how to make a bomb, they're going to flag you right away. They're going to do this. They're going to raid your house. They're going to talk to you. They're going to find out all kinds of stuff. But this kid was on there talking about how he wants to kill a bunch of kids and everything. And because he hasn't done anything, nobody can get in his social media and do all this bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me?
Until now, by the way. That's all coming out where they have, they've got into the fact that the FBI knew about him. They got the red flags.
What you're saying,
People told him,
and
the FBI just slumped it off.
That's what I'm saying, buddy. Is it has to go all the way from the people that tell all the way up to the people that are going to do something. It has to be
or at least
done.
check into it. They didn't even check into it. They didn't even send a rep to go talk to this guy. They didn't even go explore more options to see if, is this truthful or not.
Listen, here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Now listen,
unstable?
now what everybody's saying now, you can't. I'm not going to say that the FBI completely fucked up everything. They did this, yes, they did, but we can't down the FBI. They fucked up. They just fucked up. It's simple as that. But they are the FBI. They are not perfect. I understand that, and it's a tragic situation. But we still have to understand that is still the law office that we have to. If we are going to say fuck the FBI, then fuck the CIA, then fuck the. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You have to understand. Just like they're bad cops. Somebody just slipped through. The person that slipped through and didn't do this, they can figure out as a paper trail. That person should be held responsible. Simple as the person that did that bomb that over there in Hawaii that sent that thing off, accidentally. You should be held responsible for starting a fucking panic. You should know your fucking job. You know what I mean? Simple as that. I just don't think that there's not enough blame. You know what I mean? There's not enough blame. It should be blamed on the only people that are not blamed.
But who are we blaming here? Who's at fault?
We are blaming the people that are selling these things, knowing what's going on right now without knowing. There's no way that if you know that some kid or somebody comes in to buy a butt thing that can sell automatic weapons, and then he comes in and wants to buy more clips and more clips and more clips, and you intend to do that, you're responsible for whatever happens.
I thought there was a registry and stuff like that you're supposed to, obviously you got to do a background check before you buy any guns.
On how much,
so shouldn't that be tracked on how much he's buying?
There's a registry on buying the gun. There is no registry on how much ammo you buy. There is not. Maybe on what kind you buy, but I can go buy as many things of 20. I can buy as much ammo at Walmart for my 22 pistol as I want without question.
Yeah, cash only, no ID, nothing.
Without question.
But that's the thing. Why isn't there? Not saying that you should not be, if you're responsible, allowed to buy as much ammo as you want. But why shouldn't there be a red flag, or this person gets flagged and maybe get talked to on why you're doing it, or something like that?
If you can, I agree with you 100%. There is no way. If you can put a regulation on how many pills somebody can get from a pharmacy, or on how much fucking
alcohol you can buy,
or how many needles somebody can buy from a pharmacy,
or how many?
No, because of heroin. People are like, you can't buy needles even if you got like diabetes.
You only get so many.
Yes,
you're going to use so many during this time. This is what you're going to get.
And
period.
It's classified. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? They want to know why you're doing it.
Of course.
So.
Just
if
like
you're buying
you
this much ammo,
limited in alcohol,
and if you're buying this much, then I want to know where you bought it and how much you bought it. And then if you buy it again, then now you're flagged. Now, okay, I'm going to do this, but you have to be flagged because this is too much. There has to be more in the mind of a gun salesman than just a profit. He has to look at what's going on now about what this person is going to do with it. It should be known that when a person came over here and bought this butt or whatever it is they're called to make this gun fit him automatic, let's say then he buys ammo here. Okay, so then he can go over to another store in another town and buy ammo. Then he can go to another store. Okay, so then who's responsible? It should be categorized and it should be let down that this motherfucker just bought this much ammo at this time. And it should be in the computer system. And until it is, you have to wait 3 days for a gun permit. I'm going to make 3 days until you're clear that you haven't bought too much ammo before I sell you another bit of it. Yeah. There's no reason that you can't put legislation or you can't put rules on it, or you can't just simply think why.
You got to bring back.
Why? What fucking deer are you hunting with an AK-47? What deer? You know what I mean? Why think about that?
Or okay, say let's say that we do put a limit on how much ammo you have. Obviously, you're going to use some of the ammo for practice, whatnot. Because if you're actually going to hold a gun, you got to put in practice just so you know the responsibility of what you're allowed to
Here's this. Simple as this. Let's say this. Okay, you said that you want to go out and you want to go out and you want to shoot. Okay, so if you want to release some stress and everything, go to the gun range. There's no reason to do it at your house. Go to the gun range. I think.
What
you
if
should
I
go
don't
to the
want to
gun range.
travel? What if I don't want to go? Because obviously, if I live where I can shoot
Then
my
you
back,
need to play pool.
I.
Then you
But,
should play pool or do something else.
but I'm just
there
saying,
have to
when-
be regulations, and that is
when-
part of a regulation. A
when,
regulation means that things can't happen. There's no reason. Okay, so let's say this. What's the problem with this? Okay, I want to go shoot my gun.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's no reason that if you are a gun holder and a registered gun holder, no, there's not.
Mm.
If you're a registered gun holder, right?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
If
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
if you're,
Mm,
is there anything on?
no.
No, you did. We're good. No, you're fine.
Yeah.
If there's a regular gun holder, if you're a registered gun holder and you want to go out there and shoot,
Yeah.
I think that the gun clubs should be able to furnish the clip that you need,
Honestly,
and it has to be emptied when you leave, and they will provide it when you get there. Why not?
honestly,
And then it's
I will-
regulated,
it-
and then it's
it-
regulated.
and as a taxpayer and something like that, I will help fund that so that because obviously ammo is it's not cheap to make. Not there's some cost when it comes to that. But for people
Make your
to,
membership higher. People
Yeah,
that really are
people-
gun
people-
enthusiasts that want to
people
do
to
that
do
are
it.
going to pay it.
so every day you get X amount of ammo that you can spout off or something like that. So no, I understand that fully, and I kind of like that
do
idea
too.
where now obviously you could still buy ammo and have it at your house, but you're only allowed X amount this period, and it's for obviously defense. Now if you're hunting, different story. We can come up with that more because
I'm talking
you're
about
paying
listen
extra,
though.
but-
Listen now. Understand.
No,
me.
yeah, an
I am-
AK-47
I am-
isn't for
yeah,
hunting.
no,
that's
listen,
that's
yes,
that's
I'm talking
perfect.
about
That's
those.
personal
I'm
protection.
talking about those type of weapons. Now, I think that people that want to hunt with their 12 gauge and their okay, those people, but people that are going to do that on registered guns,
yeah,
just like that, are
and
pretty
they
much aren't-
register their game.
People that
and
are going to do stuff
everything
like that are
else.
pretty much not going to be the people that are going to do that. Everybody that's a gun enthusiast, people that have the right or the ability or to feed their family, or that's their sport. Those people should have the right to do it. But those people aren't the people that are bitching about having to register their guns. They're not the people that are bitching about having to do this. They're the people about bitching about not being able to have them. I think that everybody should have the right to bear arms that is suitable to bear arms. I don't think just because it is the right to bear arms
Yeah,
that you
you
should be able
gotta
to
have pass
right.
a mental test here, folks, because mental you have to have the capacity to understand what you're wielding, what you're actually holding, your train. Hold on, now you're looking at you.
Look at me. If just listen to this, people. In 2017, there were 48 school shootings and people dying with guns, including Vegas and all that stuff. And that was in 2017 alone, right? And the most horrible ones have been, besides, I mean, like Columbine and that, the school, the little kid school and everything. The worst ones have been within the last few months. Vegas, the nightclub in Florida. You would check it out.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Vegas,
Yeah.
the nightclub in Florida.
We're gonna careful on the mics, Dusty. Jeez.
Vegas, the nightclub in Florida. Those have all happened within these last few months. You know what I mean? Like people
Yeah.
gotta understand. Like it's
No,
not getting
it's-
easier; it's getting worse. And
I don't understand why. I understand why. There's a
then
big,
tell me because I don't.
Well, no, I don't. I mean, I don't see why. It's hard to understand. I mean, and you know me for a while, Brett. I have a cynical style thought when it comes to most everything.
Well, you will be.
Yeah, but like I said, it's weird that. I mean, I have a cynical thought. I really do have a cynical thought when it comes to the way that I'd prefer my life to be able to be to be lived, where I don't need an authority to tell me what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. I don't rely on that entity to do that. I could care less. I really am not a fan of our government.
But what I'm saying, David,
the way that they're running,
that's understandable, buddy. But what we're saying is, some people, not you, but some people do need that social restraint. Some people do need that thing. So yes, for you, if people don't want their rights taken and people don't want their abilities taken away, I understand that. Nobody does.
But unfortunately, it can only be one or the other. The way that it's trying to start playing out right now, because it's either like an all or none type debate.
It's not.
It's
not.
When
it's not all or none.
When it comes to debating against people on this subject, because I've had to do it, the ones that actually are
talking about gun control, or how many kids are getting killed by guns?
All the above.
There should be no debate about anybody getting killed by guns.
Yeah, there's a problem. There's a problem with that.
Anybody that's debating should be anybody that's debating about this. Saying that there's any other outcome than what should happen is the fact that youth people should be on the list.
Yeah, the debate is though, should we get rid of guns? And they are saying certain categories.
That's not the debate.
That's not
the
guns.
debate. See, that's what I'm saying. That's not the
well,
debate.
Well, that is. That's the one I just had.
That's not the debate. The debate is gun control. Nobody is. It's in the.
No.
First
yeah,
everybody.
Gun
we have the
control,
right to bear arms. Nobody wants to take that away.
But they do. They
no, they don't.
Okay,
they want it to be controlled.
They don't. They want it to be controlled, and they want to get rid of access to certain categories of weapons, i.e., mainly semi-automatics.
Listen, basically, do you understand? Do you understand?
AK,
do you understand? We're talking about We're talking about the Constitution. Okay, the Constitution of the United States.
Right to bear arms.
The Constitution of the United States.
For our protection.
But listen, when that Constitution was written, it was for the right to protect your property, the right to build, to watch your home, the right to.
I still think that
the right
should
to do
stand
things like
now.
that was for then.
Yeah.
That is what people used it for then. That's why it was a good law then, because
they
people
were smart. They didn't go out kill. Well, they didn't go out killing people,
smart, but
they did it as an army and a group of people together.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but they wrote that law because people had the right to bear arms.
I like that side, Dusty.
People had the right to bear arms to protect their homes because of what was going on in the United States, because everybody was building up its country, and everybody had guns to survive. You had the North against the South. You had everybody trying to be this and that.
Didn't we talk about this the other day, like the whole Wild West shit? Can you imagine living in Wild West and somebody fucking steps on your property? Guess what? You have all right to pull out.
That's why
they
had that.
Guess what? Ain't nobody gonna fucking know about this shit if you do it.
Exactly.
You can go on a fucking killing spree and ain't nobody fucking gonna know who exactly did it unless they're fucking.
Well, that's the thing. That's why back in the day they got away with it.
Because you're this, you're that.
But times have changed.
But times have changed, and people had the right to bear arms then because that's what they had to do to protect your property and things like that.
But
right now though, we gotta understand, man. There's alarm systems.
I kind of blame technology for a lot of the problems we're trying to go through right now with the mental illness and the people's
blame technology.
People. Oh, sorry, Dusty. My bad. Your mic was off.
My mic not on?
Yeah, well,
check.
It was. You were quiet, so I turned it off so we didn't get feedback across the other mics.
My personal opinion is technology has a lot of shit.
It does. I mean, it's. I don't want to say dumbed down people, but it kind of has dumbed down people while making them smarter at the same time.
They prey on the weaknesses of fucking certain kinds of people. It's like we were talking earlier about religion. To me, that whole bullshit fucking. I don't want to say bullshit because religion isn't bullshit. Religion gives something.
We're gonna go
for
break
people
here
to
soon.
Believe in, but
Dusty.
A lot of times, whoever's in charge controls the masses, and they try to use scare tactics. They try to use this. They try to use that to control the masses. Right. There's not a lot of people. Everybody has their own mind. Everybody has their free thinking. Everybody has this and that. It's.
But listen, that's what it is. It's just like the people that are in charge are treating us like we are children. It's like I want you to be scared. I want you to be scared because you think I'm going to spank you.
The people that are in charge want us to think a certain way, so they're going to use whatever possible things they can do to make you think a certain way. Propaganda. That's what that's exactly.
I'm sorry. I guess I turned my
mic
off.
The only way.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mind control, controlling others.
You know what? It's like I told you earlier.
And the only way.
I'm not saying that I don't believe that there is a God, or I don't believe that this religion's right, that's religion's right. Whatever,
we'll leave it on that one.
Yeah, let's leave on that one because
Listen,
we
I think
definitely don't need to.
I
get
think-
no, yeah, like, keep going right now, guys.
I think that everybody has their freedom. I think that, like you said, that religion is what I hear music in the background.
I know. I'm getting it ready for
I
break,
think
so
that
keep talking.
I think that religion, just like politics, is used as a scare tactic to people. I think that if you just use your better judgment and your understanding of simple.
But the bad thing about a lot of
Decency.
that shit is you got the media that uses those things.
Yeah, I mean,
But those
and
are people that are
but people have
stereotyped that
been-
just look
but-
at that type thing.
People have been
but
doing
Dusty-
it for, well, that's what
Listen,
I'm
but
saying.
like
There's
as a
not-
black man, but listen,
but
as a
that's
black
what I'm
man,
saying.
as a
There's
black
not a
man,
lot
I
of
could think
free
that every cop
thinkers.
wants to shoot me because of the media.
You know what though? That's
and-
what I was thinking
and we're
about
gonna-
earlier when your
Cousin was
Well,
talking about
cousin
that.
was
Yeah,
talking about
icon.
shit. To me,
yeah.
black, white, whoever the fuck, if some dude got out the car and fucking
We were
said,
scared
"Well,
regardless."
Ah,
I don't
Jesus,
know
I'd have
this,
pissed my
whatever
pants.
fucking color I am.
Okay.
Yes,
It
yes,
has-
exactly.
It has nothing to do with that
No,
shit.
but
Yeah.
for people of color that have been in different situations, it is different.
And they're used to certain ways.
And you
this
think,
that,
and you
I
think that,
understand
you think the police are automatically going to come up and think they should do that.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And unfortunately, I don't think I've never met anybody personally, and I'm a black man who has been beaten by the police. But I hear how worthless and how fucked up the police are, and that is what
And here's
everybody's
it from me
saying is you
sometimes.
can't trust the police. Even my youngest son is you can't trust the police. No, you can't trust some of anybody.
Yeah.
But that is who you're
Doesn't
supposed
mean
to
whether
trust is the
that-
police. And I would not, as a person who thinks that
Well, that's the thing. Though.
we have to live, and we have to trust that there is something out there besides us that is going to take control of us and help us out. We can't think that we're by ourselves because then we are just
No.
like everybody else. We're just like the people that shoot up the schools
Poli-
because we feel we have
Well,
nothing
it-
else, and we don't have nothing to fall on or anybody to help us.
Police
So-
police are there to serve and protect. Corruption has been around since the fucking
Yeah.
beginning of
You
man.
you can't. It's just like saying
Every human being has
like
their
saying
own mind.
like
Every
saying
human
every
being-
like saying every
Yeah.
cop is an asshole and a beater is like saying every black person is an ignorant nigger.
Well, and this
It's
is-
the same thing. It's stereotyping.
It
Or
is.
saying every
this
white
is-
person is a cracker. Every person is this. It's just a stereotype, and
It is.
it's not right. And the only reason it's like that is because
We
you
still
people
let it go.
Listen, people realize how many people, and I'm not justifying. Please do not. I am not justifying any person that has been unjustly beaten or taken
Yeah.
advantage of or killed by the police at all. But the majority of people that are doing this stuff or getting in trouble are doing something
Yeah.
wrong.
Man
You know
up,
what I mean?
man
I
up
mean,
a
like-
little bit.
I mean, for
sometimes.
real. I mean, if you're running from them, if you're gonna come
Yeah,
up
if
there
you're
with
gonna
do
run,
things, if you're doing things that you know that somebody
you
has
pull
a
a
gun,
weapon.
if you're doing stupid shit, then either take it and suck it up and be like, "Damn it, we're playing a
I
game.
fucked up and I got caught.
I'm playing a game." Realize, drug dealing, doing anything, robbing people, doing anything, it's a game. You're playing a game, and eventually
And you lost.
you're gonna lose, or you're not, or you're gonna win. There is nobody that ends up
Or,
being
But
or,
that's
king
just
or,
shit
it.
or
and
you're
all this
going to
stuff.
take
But-
your.
but
Go,
what I'm
let's
saying
go
is-
back to go.
But what I'm saying is, people have to understand: take your losses with your gains. Simple as that. If you know what I mean, accept the fact that you're not going to be
Yeah.
on top. Accept the fact that things are going to go wrong. Accept the fact that things are going to be bad, and accept the fact that you and the people around
Pretty
you
much.
are not perfect. You know
Well,
what I mean?
and
Nobody
that's
is
just it.
perfect,
Every
Nobody's
human
perfect,
being,
but I'm pretty damn close.
regardless of race,
and that is the
age,
fault.
all that shit,
And on
has
that,
the inherent ability to know the difference
Oh.
between right and wrong.
yes.
I don't care what kind of background you have. I don't care how you were raised. I don't care.
There's a right and a wrong, period. That's a guideline to
I'm a
everybody.
huge believer in consciences. Some people are born without as much of a conscience, but
Yes.
everybody knows the basic principle of
Oh, yeah.
what's right and what's fucking wrong.
There you go. And actually, on that note, folks, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Give us
But
a
that's
call
what's
if you
fucked
like
up,
that.
is
Yeah.
you're exactly
Yeah,
right,
it is,
dude.
Dusty.
There
We're
are
gonna
fucking-
be back. Okay. How about we come back here in a minute?
There's no reason for you know what I mean. Between us talking right now, there's no reason for ignorance is what basically it is.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's basically fucking ignorance
Yeah.
with people being the stupidness and
Live sur,
my cousin called me the other day and she
live sur les ondes de sécurité.
Whoa, Dusty,
Thomas
don't
Huguet.
remember that.
She's like, oh,